Okay, this is a very special episode of the No Money Real Estate Podcast, and today I'm doing this specifically for anybody that's doing short-term rentals. Listen, if you have a cottage or a property, a vacation property specifically, right now, and you're trying to make money with it, you're trying to fill it up to get to 90% occupancy and make the most money you can, then listen up because this episode's for you.
Hey, my name's Ken Dunn, and I'm a real estate investor. I want to welcome you to the No Money Real Estate Podcast. On this show, I'm going to interview elite level real estate investors from all over North America, and I'm going to help you to see one thing that all successful real estate investors have in common. They built their portfolios without using a dime of their own money. I've got a portfolio of $300 million in real estate. That includes resorts, apartment buildings, commercial buildings, and I built the entire portfolio without using a dime of my own money. Real estate is a business that anybody can get into, but the strategies that those tight real estate investors use to build massive portfolios have been kept secret for decades. Now, because of this show, I'm going to reveal them to you. So let's get started.
All right, just in case this is the first video you're ever hearing or seeing from me, my name is Ken Dunn, and I've got a couple things going on right now. I have a portfolio of 11 short-term rental cottages, and we've been renting these cottages for about 7 years, and we're adding cottages all the time to our portfolio. Our goal in the next 20 years is to have 100 of them. But more importantly than the cottages we actually have is how they're actually performing. Most people that are into short-term rentals now and are just getting started are struggling to get people to stay at their properties. The algorithm on the booking platforms doesn't help. It doesn't ever push traffic to those newest listings. So I'm going to give you a couple tips today that are going to make your cottages perform at the highest level, and they're going to drive eyeballs to them just because of the way your listings are set up. Number one, the most important piece of advice I can give anybody that's into short-term rentals is never be a one-trick pony. Most people that are starting in short-term rentals, they get their listing on Airbnb and then they sit there and they stare at it, looking for traffic, and nothing's happening. Crickets. Yeah, that's exactly right. If you really want to optimize what you're doing, you've got to put your short-term rental in the most places possible. So there's a couple things I'm going to suggest to you right away. Number one, HostAway. You've got to use an aggregator platform. An aggregator platform like HostAway, that's what we use, is going to help to get your cottages out to the market in the most places possible. Because of HostAway, all of our cottages are on Expedia, VRBO, Booking.com, Google Vacations, Airbnb, and every platform out there. And we get bookings from all those platforms because it's not just Airbnb that's collecting data now. Now, HostAway is seeing the data and seeing how much people want to stay at our properties, and they're pushing the product, the cottages, out onto more platforms. So get yourself out into the most places possible. And if you've got one cottage, HostAway is not expensive. It's about $30 or $40 a month. With the extra bookings you're going to get because of that, you're going to do it. The other thing about HostAway that's incredibly important is called dynamic pricing. If you want to make the most money you can with your short-term rental properties, you've got to run your properties like a professional business. If you look at the hotel industry or the resort industry, in their revenue management systems in big resorts, they have something called dynamic pricing. Now, before AI and technology, they used to have full-time people on staff, and their only job was to look at those hotel rooms every day, look what was booked, look what was not booked, and if there weren't enough rooms booked, they'd just move the prices down a little bit. If there was lots booked, they'd move the prices up. Today, AI does that. When you use HostAway, they have a feature you can use called dynamic pricing. Turn it on. It's going to help you to make the most money for your properties. So that little piece of technology is going to make a world of difference for you when you're running your short-term rental properties. Now, let me tell you the secret. When we started renting cottages about 10 years ago, they did okay. We were an average company and we had average properties. 60% of the time there were people staying there. We were getting $200 or $300 a night in bookings. But then I had an idea. I saw what was happening in wellness. I saw the spas that were opening up across Canada. I saw hotels that had wellness activities at their hotels seemed to be more in favor. So we took a chance. We went out and we got these specific hot tubs. Now, these are cedar hot tubs. These are beautiful. They stand up higher. People can be more social inside of them. You're not kind of leaning and laying in some awkward position in them like in acrylic tubs. And there's lots of room to move around in them. So we got a 6-foot hot tub, just like you see in the back there, and a 5-foot cold plunge. And then we bought a sauna. Now, there's lots of great saunas in this showroom that I'm in today. We bought an outdoor sauna, and I'm gonna flash a picture up of a mini Nordic spa on the video right now if you're watching this on YouTube. But these mini Nordic spas changed everything. The minute people saw it, they booked it. Because it wasn't just a destination anymore. It was an experience that they were having. It's called experiential marketing. And it makes all the difference in the world. So that mini Nordic spa on the property we started with, our tiny home property, blew up. We built another property up there in a trailer, and we added the mini Nordic spa. It blew up. Then we put it on all 9 of our properties. We even have a 4-plex in the city, and we put a mini Nordic spa in the backyard, and it changed everything. So if somebody is looking at my cottage and your cottage, and you don't have these spa amenities at your property, instantly they're gonna choose my property. And they're gonna pay. They'll pay an extra $100 or $200 a night to come stay at my property because of the mini Nordic spas. Now, we had so much success adding these types of amenities to our cottages that about 5 years ago, the owner of Canadian Hot Tubs, we became Canadian Hot Tubs' best client because we bought all of our hot tubs and cold plunges from the same place. And about 5 years ago, the owner came to me, he was ready to retire, and he asked me if I wanted to buy the company. So I did. I love the idea of just having unlimited access to the tubs that we use. Now we're taking these hot tubs, cold plunges, and saunas and putting them in our resorts. But I gotta tell you, if you're in short-term rentals, it works. If you don't have a hot tub, a cold plunge, and a sauna at your property, you're gonna lose money to the properties that have them. And it's not as expensive as you think. I'm trying to help everybody I can. And of course, yeah, we're trying to make money too, but more importantly than that, here's the offer I have for you. In the notes for this show, you're gonna see a link to go to our company's website, canhottub.com. And when you go to that website, if you're interested in knowing more about our hot tubs, cold plunges, and saunas and adding them to your short-term rental, we can give you the whole mini Nordic spa, and we can give you the licensing rights to use the name, which is a very important part of the success we're having with that. And you wanna set your mini Nordic spa up exactly like mine is, because when people go online now, they look for them. They've had so much success. And so we've had clients that have stayed at 7 and 8 of our cottages. They travel around and stay at our cottages because of those amenities. So if you want to talk about something like this, what I want you to do is go to the website and fill out the contact form. In the contact form, I want you to actually make a note and say you learned about the company from Ken's YouTube videos or from Ken's podcast. If you tell them that, they will give you a full 20% discount. It's gonna save you $4,000 or $5,000 setting this up. We also have financing programs, so you can get a whole mini Nordic spa installed at your short-term rental for literally about $100 a month, and you can factor it into your whole business at the same time. So if you're really serious about maximizing your short-term rentals, get the tech stack right, get yourself omnipresent, get your property everywhere, and then turn your location into an experience.